Hello and welcome to Digital Transformation for Humans with your host, Amy. In this podcast, we delve into how technology intersects with leadership, innovation, and most importantly, the human spirit. Each episode features visionary leaders who understand that at the heart of success is human touch, nurturing a winning mindset, fostering emotional intelligence, and building resilient teams. Today, we'll talk about one super hot topic: AI powered lead generation, leveraging innovation and tech to grow and scale businesses. And Kent Vanho, a successful founder and investor from San Francisco Bay Area, California. Maybe you saw him on the cover of the global edition of the CXO Outlook Magazine, is our fantastic guest. Welcome, Kent. Great to see you in the studio. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Amy.
It's amazing to have you here today. Let's start the conversation and transform not just our technologies, but also our ways of thinking and leading. If you are interested in connecting or collaborating, find more information in the description, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes. So, Kent, I'm super happy to see you here today. And to start our conversation, I would like to hear more and share it with our listeners and viewers. What about your journey? I know that you've been in the corporate world, you've been working for Cisco, and then you transitioned into such a successful business ownership. So please share your story and tell a few words about
Yeah,
how you succeeded.
sounds good. Well, I got out of college. Right after college, I moved right straight into Cisco. And, as we all know, Cisco is the leading company in the industry for networking, right? And time flies. You're there for 3 years, another 3 year, and boom, 17 years. But when I was there, I desperately wanted to climb the corporate ladder as quickly as I can, you know. And the main challenge there is that um, things move kind of slow. Cisco is flying like a dinosaur company. It's not like the Apple or the Google, right? So when the bigger the company, the more like older, more established employees there. And so you look around, you all you see is like guys that they're 10 years, 15 years, you know? Um, and they're like the same. Meaning like they haven't gone that far. Like they in the position for like 4 years, 5 years, sometimes longer, right? So I asked myself if 10 years from now where I wanted to go. And I looked at the guy next to me, that's probably where I'm gonna end up. Um, and I wanted to ask, is that where I want to be in 10 years from now? And the answer is I'm not sure. And I wanted to climb the corporate ladder, and we all know it's challenging, especially for minority. It's even more challenging. And so I thought about, okay, well, how about if I go and find other options out there? And the best way to find options is to talk to people who have done it. So the option one is to climb the corporate ladder. So to do that, I need a career coach, right? So I started looking for a career coach to talk to on LinkedIn. And along the way, I talked to roughly about like not just career coaches and entrepreneurs, because I was looking at climbing the corporate ladder or maybe starting a business. I don't know what kind, but something, right? So talking to career coaches, consultants, business owners, and see what options are out there. And the more I talk to these people, there are roughly about 300 people that I've gone through and have conversations with. The common denominator that came out of all these career coaches is that they have issues growing the business. Yes, they're an entrepreneur. Yes, they've left the corporate world, and they had a very successful corporate career, and that's why they take that and guide other people within the corporate world. But they have a challenge of getting business and growing the business, the practice. Right? It's very challenging for them. So I thought to myself, what if I find a solution to help them? And being in the corporate world for 17 years with the domains that I was in, basically I was involved in building technologies for Cisco, and of course managing one of the programs on those platforms. So I know the tech side as well as the business side of driving such a program successfully. And my last year, my last position at Cisco was purely in business, right? I was managing a $400 million program for Cisco, driving commercial growth. So I understand how the business side works along with the technical aspects of it when I was there building it. So I realized that experience alone, I don't know what to do with it, but I know that I can do something with that. And then the career coaches go, I need help with that. So I then decided to take a leap of faith and decided to go trying to find a solution for them. And I did. Found a solution for them through LinkedIn, through other job boards. Basically, what the career coaches wanted are inbound leads, but they also need help with scaling their business on top. So, because leads alone are not enough, right? So I built an AI-based solution to capture signals of people who are in career transition, so it's professionals, whether they're manager, director, CXO, VPs, whatever, right? They're in career transitions and they need support in getting into the next dream role. And career coaches love to talk to those people because they're in career transition, they have the pain, they would need help, and those who have the budget can afford them. So what we do with that, so with our service, is that we capture the signal automatically, and then we basically put that in front of we reach out to those people on behalf of the career coaches, and then we even book meetings on their calendar on their behalf. So all they do really is just jump on the call, close deals, and fulfill. That's it. So that's basically my story. In a nutshell. There's a lot more, but that's basically my story.
Sounds like a dream. Sounds really impressive, and I'm sure it's going to inspire many of those who are listening to us today and who are watching this interview. So let's start from the very beginning. And now there is so much in the world about AI and new technologies, and you are using all that. So AI is changing the landscape of lead generation. And I would like to hear from you, what are the main challenges and biggest shifts in this area? Because you've been running your business for many years, but it's only recently that AI started really shaking so many different areas
Yeah.
of our life and of the world we're living in.
Well, even though AI has not been dominant or prominent in the last like maybe a couple years, right? But AI has been existed for a while. It's just not mainstream until recently. And like just like Tesla, that's an AI right there driving the damn car, right? It's going from A to B without any human in it. So AI has always been there. So the biggest shift in AI right now, and that most people are not aware of, is that it just eliminates a lot of the mundane tasks that all business owners are experiencing. You know, if you have like things that you're repetitively doing and you leverage AI to take over just that piece of it. One of the things about AI is that it cannot do everything human does. That's probably the number one misconception out there, is that, oh, AI is going to take over our job as humans. You can, like, for example, if you're a salesperson, AI will not be able to get on the call and connect with human, like the way human connect with humans. You know what I mean? So it will facilitate a part of that role to make humans better, but it will not replace human because it doesn't have the emotional piece of it inside AI. So that's the way we see it. And in our business, we leverage AI to do a part that humans cannot do. Number one is efficiency, volume, and consistency. So we take all that in, and then we have to use human to connect with a human, like messaging back and forth. AI cannot do that in the most effective way, you know. And so for that reason, sure, can human do the part that AI currently doing? Of course, but it's just not efficient, not fast enough, and it can't go through that much volume. So I think AI, it's here to stay, and it's going to be very, very useful for us, for humans. And it's going to be exponential for any businesses that know how to leverage it to their advantage. So I wouldn't be afraid of AI. I would embrace it, just like any new technology, because it's here. It's only going to help, unless we're afraid of it and then we just let it take over, and then we're not really trying to work with it and integrate into it.
I like the fact that you just put humans front and center and you highlight the opportunities and the possibilities for those humans to stay in their business and run the tasks which AI is not going to take over. And I think it's really our bright hope. But you developed a revolutionizing lead generation solution, Client ProFinder. So
Mhm.
I'd like to hear a little bit more. You already explained how it helps and who is your target group, but what are the main benefits of these innovative solutions which other potential solutions can't provide, which are there out on the market, but your solution is really so much more impactful. So could
Yeah.
you open up for this,
Yep.
please?
Yeah. So if you look at lead gen in general, a lot of people, a lot of misconception out there. The bigger the funnel, or the bigger the net, the wider the net, the more opportunity you get down here, which is not incorrect. But there is a better, effective way. What if you get the bigger the net, but the more fine-tuned the net is, meaning like the more targeted, right? So for example, career coaches are millions out there because there's millions of professionals all in the corporate world, right? So there are, of course, millions of career coaches supporting them. So what if you have AI that only looked at what the career coaches want to work with? Not all professionals. They don't want to work at all professionals. They don't want to look at all professionals because all the professionals out there, they're not in career transition. Only a percentage in career transition. So instead of casting a wider net for all professional, why don't you just cast a wider net for only millions of other people who are actually in career transition for them, right? So start with the identify target market first for that group of people, for career coaches. So career coaches want to work with folks in career transition. Then from there, so you leverage AI to do that, and then you also leverage AI to identify and capture how do we know they're in career transition, what qualifies them, what signals, right? And then from there, what we need to do in order to get the career coaches in front of them as soon as possible. So speed to market, it's everything, or speed to lead. Once somebody indicate that they're in pain, they're looking for a service, or then they might not looking for a service, but they're in pain. But they're not aware of you, or they're not aware of these career coaches. But they know the career coaches that knows that they want to work with this group of people. So the career coaches desperately want to get in front of these people. These people, the professional who are in career transition, desperately need these career coaches. So we have to find a way to match them, to bridge them. It's like a match made in heaven, if you will. And then when they come together, but when they come together, it has to come from that how they come together. Because naturally, a lot of people out there leverage AI to like blow them up and spam people, right? And
That's a
then
big danger.
yeah, and it takes away the human touch. And then people generally would then see that and put you in that category. And then it ruined the first impression experience for both parties. So for
Mm.
that reason, you have to limit the use of AI and reverse engineer it as if you were human contacting another human, where you limit AI to only to ensure that the human connection is established, where the other human doesn't even know that AI is behind it. That's the magic. That's the secret sauce, and that's where AI is so prevalent and it's so key. Like you probably heard of like AI mimicking your voice, AI, and you get on the phone, let's say with American Express or Chase, right? And they go, "Would you like to use your voice to authenticate next time?" That's AI. And the answer for me is like anybody can mimic me if they hear like a video like this online somewhere and they can leverage that. So I say no. I actually want a different authentication, not that, because it's scary. You see how crazy that is, right? So leverage AI is there is and the way our system works is that we leverage AI to ensure that the human connection is not lost, and bring the people who are looking for a service and bring the service provider who provide a service that help these people together so that they can help each other.
Speaking about matchmaking made in heaven, could you share a few real life examples of how your solution helped your clients become more successful and expand their business? Because it sounds absolutely amazing and it really reduces the pain on both ends. So it would be so interesting to hear real life stories.
Yes. Yeah. The life story that I have is, you know, it's true story of how I'm experiencing um, two sides of the coin, right? One is AI, one is the human side, and how do you make it? How do you leverage both sides to alleviate the pains for our clients, which are career coaches primarily, and help those people that they can serve. Yeah.
I saw that you mentioned that you made over $78 million for your clients. So, where from are mostly your clients? Is it only American market or are you creating those success stories all over the world?
Right now, we're 6 years in business, and we all over about 5 countries now. I think 6 country this year we added. So clients are all over those 6 different countries.
Exciting, really exciting. Is there some client which you remember really because it became some kind of unexpected story or success or something what surprised both you and your client in a good way?
You mean like a story?
Yes, like a story.
Well, we have one particular story I can share is we have a client that was struggling with his own effort, struggling with another provider that he works with, or another lead gen provider, and it's just not working for him. And he decided that he was about to turn his business, like do or die for him, like throwing the white flag and fold his business and going back into corporate world, whatever. And that's when he came and he run into us, you know, and we would do everything we can to help him get a taste of what it's like for inbound lead gen, or a solution we provide. So you came in and knowing his situation, do or die, but like, why don't you just try it out? Kind of like the Costco version, you go to Costco, right? And you don't buy the whole bag because you don't know what it's going to taste like. So you just had a sample. And then when you had a sample, you go, wow, this is really good. So you buy the whole bag. So we model the same model after that. So we basically tell people, if you come in for first 30 days and you don't like what you see, you can walk, you know? And so they get to try it out. And now that they see the value of that, and they don't go anywhere because the result speaks for itself and the experience. Our clients, they enjoy the human touch. They enjoy the high touch approach, and then they enjoy the support that we provide them in addition to all the leads, because we reverse engineer everything. You know, we know the target, we know what their prospects, which is professional and career transition, what they're going through. So we help our clients reverse engineer the whole thing to the first initial touch point, and then take them through the customer journey all the way to them doing a deal with the professionals, like a handshake, and sign the agreement to work together with the professional in career transition. So we help them through the entire process, including sales training. And when they see that, it's incredible, you know.
It is really empowering. And when I think about such stories where it's really make it or break it, and so many dreams which can support others or just die, so it is huge that you can change the outcomes and create that magic in so many lives at the same time on both ends. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, like the professionals as well as the career coaches, they both need help. And if you can, what I envision also is like the career coaches, they're touching lives a lot, like many. But I'm trying to enable them to touch more lives. So let's say one career coach touch 1,000 lives for the year, for example. If I'm working with 1,000 coaches, you know that's 10x, right? So I'm a part of like more of a bigger mission to help more and touch more lives, and that's why it's exciting and also fulfilling at the same time.
So true. So true. Exponential impact that's really super impressive. And it creates a different future for all of us, a
Mhm.
different world. We already spoke a little bit about the misconceptions about AI and lead generation, and I would like to just develop this topic a little bit and hear from you how businesses can overcome those misconceptions and effectively navigate the lead generation space. Now, when new technologies are coming into play, it becomes even more struggleful for some, and it might turn into spam, it might turn into privacy issues, it might turn into so many different unexpected problems and sometimes even expected problems. But what is your take on it?
I would just say, take a step back and embrace it, and don't make a irrational decision. Like, if you're not comfortable with it, just take baby steps. That's what I would do. Don't go all in and take the whole full plunge and then realize, oh crap, it's not for me. I would just take baby steps. Whatever AI it is that any business owners want to adopt in their business, yeah, just go in for a trial and see if that works before you commit. But most importantly, like every business owners, they're savvy enough to understand what their needs are. And then one thing that I always do on our side is ensure that the human experience doesn't downgrade because of AI, because that's what keep us human, and that's what keep the experience alive. Because sometimes AI, yeah, they're effective, they're volume based, they're efficient, and all of that. But at the same time, like if you have a high touch business model, it doesn't work. It only works for, let's say, a certain activities, and then after that, you have to control that flow. Does it make sense?
It not only makes sense, but At the same time, I'm thinking about all those leaders who don't work exactly with the topics we're referring to right now directly,
Mhm.
but all those leaders who are working with customer experience, who are working with those marketing funnels, who are working with the branding strategies, all those who are touched one way or another. And what you are sharing here, it is so relevant for the business owners, for the corporate leaders, for everybody who is operating and navigating in this digital space of business growth. So I see it as an invaluable conversation, really. And looking ahead, what future trends and innovations do you believe will further revolutionize lead generation?
Yeah, when it comes to lead gen, it's scary if you look at the future. Like even today, right? Um, it's scary because it can replicate humans in the most like magical way you can think of. So imagine today, for example, you want to reach out to another human, like let's say your prospect, and that prospect wants that human connection. And how do they want that human connection? You don't want to go out there and just like everybody else, hi John or hi Mary, and then introduce yourself. Anybody can do that, you know. And there's nothing custom about that initial outreach. Now with AI, well, first of all, if you want to make it custom, you have to know something about that individual through their online presence, because you cannot call them on the phone and go, what's going on with your life, right? You can't. So you have to look at like their online presence. Maybe they post something recently, maybe they share something recently, and only a human can read through it and then take some of that out and then inquire about that in the message. Now imagine that whole process is taken over by AI.
It's
Isn't that
better
crazy?
not to think about it.
It's mind blowing, because if you take the customization of the human to another human and then customize that and bring that and have AI handle all of that for you through open sources, chat GPT and whatnot, and then go to LinkedIn and find that latest message or post or whatever, craft it in a message and send it out automatically, it's mind blowing.
Absolutely. It
That's
is
the future of
absolutely.
AI, and it's already here. It's just a matter of making it mainstream. That's where we at right now. It's kind of like AI was not mainstream until a couple years ago, but AI already happened. But then this is another level of AI where it replicates the human experience, where you want to send a custom message to another human, and you have to do that multiple steps by yourself. You cannot have any AI do that. But now you can have AI replicate all of that, and it's just like a human sending. It's crazy.
It's totally crazy. And you made me think about my conversation with a friend of mine who's developing AI on a very high level. And he mentioned that if we would like to change something about the outcomes of these technologies, we're about at least 10 years behind. So now it is really too late. And as you say, it is mainstream today, but it's been there for quite a long time.
Mhm.
And now it is just speeding up, and we see all those outcomes, opportunities, challenges, consequences, everything it's bringing into our life. But there is not so much we can change about it or slow it down as some of us probably would like to, in order to take those baby steps and get a little bit more of time to think and understand what it is about. So, what is one piece of advice you would like to share with leaders and business owners working with lead generation to grow their business and using AI for their success?
I say my number one piece of advice is to reverse engineer everything. Reverse engineer the end result that your product or service can deliver. And then go back to the customer journey and look at every single customer journey touch point, the customer touch point, right? And whatever touch point you have with your client or your prospect to become client, because we're talking about lead gen. So you look at the whole entire journey of all the different touch points, and you'll know which one can be replicated by AI. And then you just go and find out which AI can help you. That's the way I would go about it. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So, everybody who listens to this or watches this interview right now, you just got the best possible advice from a successful business owner from the Silicon Valley. Thank you so much, Kent. It was amazing to have this conversation today, and it was such a great pleasure to have you in the studio. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, Amy. And it's always a nice experience and pleasant experience having conversation with you as always. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on Digital Transformation for Humans. I am Amy, and it was enriching to share this time with you. Remember, the core of any transformation lies in our human nature, how we think, feel, and how we connect with others. It is about enhancing our emotional intelligence, embracing a winning mindset, and leading with empathy and insight. Subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes where we uncover the latest trends in digital business and explore the human side of technology and leadership. Until next time, keep nurturing your mind, fostering your connections, and leading with heart.